This is a second and third stimulus check update. Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are saying they're going to take the first step to pass the stimulus package next week with or without the Republican support. Republicans not too happy about this. I'll give you the response from Republicans about these statements and their support for a new program that's going to give up to $2,400 per month for moms. This is just for moms. Then I'll answer the questions you leave for me in the comments about the $600 stimulus check. I hope you're having a great day so far. So I will be picking the winners of the $200 checks tonight, January 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you still have some time to enter if you haven't already. Let's talk about the $2,400 per month plan first. So a bunch of celebrities are lobbying the Biden administration to give moms $2,400 per month. The plan is called the Marshall Plan for Moms. Let me know down in the comments, have you heard about this yet? So basically, it is going to give moms $2,400 per month, as well as a few other benefits because of single moms and women in the workforce have lost their jobs and are suffering a lot during this pandemic. And a lot of celebrities are behind this. Alyssa Milano, Ava Longoria, Charlize Theron, and Alyssa Milano tweeted saying, "I joined @GirlsWhoCode and Reshma Saujani to call on the Biden administration to pass a Marshall Plan for moms. We are in a national crisis. Moms are leaving the workforce in droves. We need to support them." So let me know what you think about this. Is this a good idea, bad idea? Do you think there should be more to it? I'm really curious about your thoughts. Speaking of monthly checks, spoke about this in yesterday's video. Progressive Democrats are urging President Biden to send recurring stimulus checks, not just a one-time payment. So this is led by more than 50 progressives in the House, progressive Democrats, and they're saying that a $1,400 stimulus check is simply not enough. They want to have it recurring, and they didn't give an exact number, but they wanted $2,000 monthly checks in the past. I'm going to be honest, I don't want to get your hopes up. Probably not going to happen, probably going to stay around $1,400, but let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Is it still worth trying to go for it, or should they just drop it? Let me know what you think about that. Also, speaking of urging President Biden, he's getting urged a lot now. So 120 economists are calling for substantial coronavirus relief bills. So 120 economists wrote Congress and they got together saying that unfortunately the steps taken by the previous administration and Congress were not enough to help families and businesses weather the storm, nor for our nation's economy to fully recover. It's critical for Congress to immediately pass a coronavirus relief package that will provide additional assistance to families and businesses struggling through a hard winter. So even economists are saying now and have been saying for months that there needs to be a bold, big stimulus package with stimulus checks to help people out. It's been months since they haven't had any help. This is what the stimulus package currently looks like, $1.9 trillion. For the $1,400 stimulus checks, $465 billion for unemployment, $350 billion for state and local aid, $350 billion. I haven't gone over this in a while, but if you want, you could pause the screen. This is kind of how it looks like. Now let's talk about Nancy Pelosi. So she said yesterday that the House will take the first step toward passing COVID relief next week with or without the GOP. So we've been hearing some language like that over the past few days and weeks, saying that the Democrats, now that they're in charge, they're going to just pass it without the Republican support. President Biden saying that he wants bipartisan support, but Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Bernie Sanders, as well as a few of the Democrats are saying, no, we just want to ram it right through. So here's a clip of Nancy Pelosi talking about that, talking about passing the stimulus package as soon as possible. Here's that clip.
Yes, sir.
Do you believe that you say reconciliation is a backstop, that you'd rather have a bipartisan bill?
Yes. Always.
But it sounds like you're not optimistic that will happen. Is that a correct?
Well, we have to be ready. I do think that we have more leverage getting cooperation on the other side if they know we have an alternative as well. But I would think if we're talking about additional funding for vaccines to be, and their not only production, but their distribution, if we're talking about putting money into the pockets of the American people with the direct payments, if we're talking about supporting state and local government so that they're able to implement all these things, open our schools, our healthcare workers, our police and fire, first responders, our teachers, transportation, sanitation, food workers. I would hope that the Republicans would be supportive of that. Many of the localities that will benefit have Republican mayors and Republican county executives. So I would hope that we would be able to do it in a bipartisan way. And again, I've said if there's an argument that needs to be made to people that we need more funding for the vaccines, more distribution resources, more of the vials and syringes and all that make it happen, I think many of the Republicans would be supportive of that, and I hope so. But we cannot not have it happen. We have to act, and that is why I said we want it to be bipartisan always, but we can't surrender if they're not going to be doing that. Instead, we will pass it. Thank you all.
Nancy Pelosi is in a much different position now than she was when she was negotiating with the Republicans months ago. So now she has a lot more power, a lot more leverage, as she was saying, and that she doesn't want to play around. She just wants to pass it next week immediately if it was up to her and Chuck Schumer. But the Republicans are feeling betrayed by this type of language. So this is Susan Collins, Republican senator from Maine. She said that the president is sincere in his commitment to bipartisanship. That's the way he always operated when he was a senator. And from my conversations with him since the election, it seems clear to me that he wants to continue to operate that way. So basically saying that she would love, it would be very helpful if President Biden could pump the brakes and on reconciliation. This way it could be helpful, and I think it is what he believes. So Republicans are saying, President Biden, you got to control your Democrats. They're making a lot of threats on reconciliation. We want to do bipartisanship. We want to work together. But as we've seen, the past few months, whenever they negotiate, it just takes so long. Also, Shelley Moore, Republican senator from West Virginia, said, "This is the smartest and best place for the president to start on his unity promises. That's where I think the president has to show the leadership of what he has said he wants to do. He is the president, so what I think the Democrat leaders need to realize is it's his agenda." So they're basically telling President Biden to stop with this rhetoric of reconciliation. We want to work together. Let me know down in the comments below, do the Republicans really want to work with the Democrats, or do they feel like they don't have any power in the situation and they're calling out for help? Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Much different dynamic than the other two stimulus packages and stimulus checks. Chuck Schumer also saying that the Senate is going to consider the package with $1,400 stimulus checks as early as next week, basically siding with Nancy Pelosi, Bernie Sanders. Now, this is a very interesting dynamic, because if the Democrats push this stimulus package through, both in the House and the Senate, since they have the power to do so, and it gets to Biden's desk, what is he going to do? Is he going to sign it, or is he going to say, no, we need to have Republican support? It's going to put him in a very difficult position as well. Let me know what you think will happen in that case. If it gets to President Biden's desk, is he going to not sign it because it didn't get bipartisan support, or will he sign it? It seems like it's the Democrat leaders versus President Biden in this type of dynamic. Also, here's a clip from Chuck Schumer talking about the next big package, and he kind of alludes to $2,000 stimulus checks instead of $1,400. Take a look at this clip right here.
More money. We need money to help the unemployed. There are many, many unemployed people, and people need checks in their pockets. And we will increase the overall amount people get to $2,000 a person. That would be $4,000 for a couple, $8,000 for a family of four. All of that must get done quickly. We hope our Republican friends will see the need and work with us, but if not, we will get it done. There are other means that we can use, including reconciliation, that will enable us to do this.
So Chuck Schumer basically saying the same thing as usual, need a big package, need to pass it right away, but let me know what you think about that $2,000 stimulus check statement. Did he say $2,000 or was he basically referring to the $1,400 stimulus check? Let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. Next, I'm going to answer the questions you leave for me in the comments. Cindy Roberts asked, I have a question for people on SSI and SSDI and Social Security. They're supposed to automatically get the stimulus check anytime and every time it's issued. Why am I having to wait 6 to 7 months before I get a stimulus check? So there must have been some issue. If you haven't gotten the first stimulus check, or the second stimulus check, you're going to have to wait for a rebate recovery credit, but you should have gotten it. So there might have been some issue at play there. You're going to have to wait until February 12th to file that for that credit. Nancy McRae asking, it would be great to have a standalone bill for immediate stimulus check, but also included in the stimulus package where we could get something every month. Is that possible? Are they allowed to do that? So referring to the monthly stimulus checks. Other channels may like to sell hope and be hopeful. I want to be honest and keep it real with you. I don't think we're going to get $2,000 per month stimulus checks or any monthly stimulus checks at all. Even with all of the urging of President Biden, I just don't think we're going to get a monthly stimulus check just based on the way things have gone so far. So monthly doesn't seem likely. Next question. Ahmed Al-Saki asks, I just wanted to get your attention. Oh, actually, this is a good comment. I saw this before. So you can let people know about this. Yesterday, I checked the IRS Get My Payment tool, and it says they will deposit the money on the 29th of January. I was happy and checked, and this way I don't have to file my tax return. So yeah, I've been seeing that a lot too. January 29th seems to be another deposit day or check sent day. So even if it says deposit, keep a lookout for any debit cards or physical checks because it's not always being a direct deposit. Then the last question I want to leave for you, because I'm sure you're tired of me saying the same thing over and over. If you haven't gotten your stimulus checks yet, rebate recovery credit February 12th is the answer. But Rocky Nelson Sr. asks, how much would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe do you know? Let me know down in the comments below. That is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To cheer you up a bit, here is my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. I'm going to tell you the one thing that you should do. Whenever you feel down and you have no longer positivity, you have negativity, chase that negativity away. Be nice to the positivity because the negativity makes you feel wrong, bad, and doesn't make you feel good. Negativity, it means negative, bad. Positivity, good. It's positive, it's good. Negative, bad. That's what those words are from. Of course, everybody knows that. At least I know that. All of us should know that. And also, I want to tell you one more thing. It's a secret. Do you know everybody doesn't really know everything? Especially, I don't really know everything. My grandpa thinks he knows everything, but he actually doesn't. It's so funny. That's all I wanted to say for you. Bye.
And if you've ever wanted to understand the mindset behind successful people, I recommend clicking this video over here. I compiled a bunch of different successful people and what makes them so successful and how you can emulate it in your own life. So it's on my Wise Vibes channel. Click that video now and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.